tendency to lean and shit.
Lean in. Oh.
Snap. Alright, let's get it here.
Alright, I'm ready now.
I'm sitting here with the one and only Moriah Gurley. Huge blessing in my life. Has been able to just, we have great conversations. You know, my beloved.
Right.
And, you know, you're a beautiful black woman.
Thank
and,
you.
We have to, you know, tell more of these stories.
Right.
So this is why you're on the YungContent channel right now.
Hey.
Tell the people who you are.
Well, I'm Moriah. I am the curator of a playlist called the ComeUp, and I also am the day-to-day manager for Rockstar Plug. My life is very hectic, but it's very fun, and I'm very blessed to be able to do what I do every day because I don't have to like check in with anybody, and it's one of the best feelings ever.
What's that modality like? Waking up every morning and are you trying to inspire? Like every day, I heard Nipsey say that every day people are in search of inspiration. Mm-hmm. Like that's the commonality of people.
For sure. I mean, I feel like I definitely try to inspire people. I feel like when I go places, I try to be, I feel like I'm nice to people, but I try to be extra nice, I guess, because of everything going on in the world right now. And I just feel like a lot of people are like really scared and like not sure of what's happening. So, you know, I say hello to people, I speak to people because you never know. You know, not saying that they could be like an assailant that's coming to harm people. I'm just saying you don't know what they might be going through, or, you know, especially in our city in Charlotte right now, it's very tough. So I like to inspire. When I wake up, I think one of the first things I do is when I wake up, I always like look at my phone. I know it's like not the best thing to do, but when I wake up, as soon as I wake up, I'm like, babe, where's the phone? I need to look at it. Right, and then I read my good word. And then usually I'm like running after Camden, my kid, and she's like running around.
You're a mother.
Yes, I am a mom, and it's a lot of fun. I have a 4-year-old. Her name is Camden, and she's very, very smart. Yeah. So the teachers are saying that she's gifted, which makes me real scared because I'm like, you know, by 10, you may be just, you know what I'm saying, out thinking all of us. Do you watch Game of Thrones?
No. I actually sat on the throne.
I'm out. I'm about to do the
I sat on the actual throne. Yeah, they brought it into a production for Joel Embiid.
Whoa!
76ers player.
Yes.
And he was doing a Mountain Dew commercial, and then they had it there, and I sat there, got a photo, keep it here.
It's so unfair that somebody that doesn't even watch Game of Thrones gets to take a picture in the.
It was all made out of fiberglass.
Oh, really?
It was it kind of.
So it wasn't real.
Like sharp needles and cut me when I sat. But
yeah, that's what I thought too. Like one of those illusions, like you're stepping on nails or something.
So talk to us about the ComeUp. How has been that type of ComeUp?
Okay.
Why did you start it?
So I started the ComeUp. Actually, it was kind of like a hobby at first. Last year, I kind of really wasn't doing a lot of self-care, and I was kind of spiraling, you know what I'm saying? Like, mental health is so important. I feel like at our age, people don't really think about it or, you know, try to deal with things, you know? So, right. So doing the ComeUp for me was just very therapeutic. I felt like, you know, I was able to, like, quiet my mind and just pick these songs and listen to these tracks that really are, like, lit, and not just lit in the ways that you may think, but lit because you can tell that the artist, that was that track for that artist. You know what I'm saying? That's what they really put their heart and their soul into. You know what I'm saying? And so the ComeUp is less about who the artist is. It's more about what the artist is. Like, what are you doing outside of just Instagram and shows? And just it's like an MVP basically. The artists that are on there. So it's free to submit the music. We have a really, you know, we don't just put anybody on there. It's very important to me that things are quality. And, you know, we've got over 80,000 listeners. So it's been really, really awesome to see the growth because we haven't been doing like any like real marketing or anything like that. It's just been word of mouth.
You said 80,000?
80,000 monthly listeners. Yeah. So they're liking what I'm cooking up, basically. Because it's just me now, just kind of picking the songs and stuff.
So is it is it going to be turned into like a record label, or is it like a brand movement, or is it
label?
What's your ideas of labels? That's a great topic.
Right. Okay. So as far as labels, I feel like there are great labels and there are shitty labels. There are great labels that really care about their artists. They're really hands-on. They're like willing to go out and market and see what's trendy and what's new, so that they're not just kind of leading their artists into the dark and not really, doing their due diligence.
It was like having people suffer.
Yeah, man, because some of these labels, like I'll say, let's just start with Charlotte, okay? So I don't want to name drop anybody's names, but there's a label here I feel like they're doing very well, and they are strengthening people. But at the same time, I feel like they're starting to create like Kmart, Walmart, Target type artists. You know what I'm saying? That are just, it's a franchise. It's the same. It may look different, but it's the same thing. Basically going down the line. So for me, I don't really mess with that. I feel like you should, as the head of any label, you should really be looking at the longevity of your artists, because, a quick money grab is one thing, but anybody on my team, I want to eat for life. I don't want to just eat for 3 months. You know what I'm saying? And that's what a lot of these guys are doing. They're just, slapping together these labels. Oh, now we a label. You can't, it takes 3 to 5 years. 3 to 5 years to even build up a little label. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I think there's some good ones.
You have like, what's that guy who made that Bust Down Tatiana song? Blueface. And he's on interviews saying that he doesn't even like hip hop. He doesn't even love the game.
See, that's also, the problem with
an industry plant.
Of course.
But why are so many people following this route? We see like the Nipseys, and then we see like these others, and the scale is not weighed the same.
Right.
So why are people taking these deals, and what's that whole like?
Two words. Clout chase. That's literally it. These people. First of all, these plants, these industry plants, somebody else is doing the work for them. So I feel like I can't even hate on them because they're getting money. But people like Blueface that come out, people like Post Malone, I'm just going to say it. You know what I'm saying? Like these appropriators, they want to just, like culture vultures, you want to come and everybody wants to be black, but nobody wants to be black. Everybody wants to be in hip hop, but they don't want to be in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? So, so at the end of the day, I feel like people like Blueface are going to fizzle out. It's unfortunate, you know what I'm saying? Now, people like Nipsey, rest his soul, like, he was never going to fizzle out because he came to the plate with all of his, like, he's like, nah, I'm only selling 10 of these tapes, and they're all $1,000. Like, what? Yeah. That's the type of quality. The people that I work with have that type of quality. You know what I'm saying? They're not just, we're not on the clout chase. And the unfortunate thing is, a lot of people support these people, not that they shouldn't, but because other people tell them to. Because Instagram's like, oh yeah, look at this blog post, or, they feel like they can't get on without a lot of people think that they can't get on without these people. And that's the saddest part to me, because you don't even believe, you know what I mean? And I hate to be negative, I just want to be very, like, transparent, because a lot of people think like I gotta go and work with this person and put in some time. I gotta pay my dues. To who? Sure. You should respect everyone, but just because you used to work with, insert A-list artist here, that doesn't mean that I'm going to do work for you for free. Straight up. I think what's really awesome about the project that I'm working on right now with Rockstar is that he knows that, and he realizes that, and he sees these people that are saying these things, so it really kind of gives him an advantage, because he can really, like, you got to do your research, you got to do your homework. So with artists like Rockstar, you got to, the business mind is what's going to keep you out here in these streets. You know what I'm saying? The clout will only keep you for so long.
What's your, what do you love to do?
I love to build. I love to create. I love to see my people like win. I think that's one of the biggest, seeing your people win, seeing them get it out the mud, like that is just like, because everybody I'm around, people always, they pick on me because I'm always the one that's like, nah, bro, we gonna be at the Grammys, we about to. And I say these things, but the thing is, I believe in my life, and I believe that if you speak things into existence, it will come. You know what I'm saying? Where we're sitting right now, I spoke this into existence. God blessed, you know what I'm saying? He blessed what I was trying to do, but, at the end of the day, you gotta put the work in, man. So seeing people win, I love that.
Yeah. So what do you feel about, let's get back onto the topic of Charlotte music scene.
Okay.
I just talked to Samir, and he was telling me that,
shout out to the fam.
Shout out to the fam. Mm-hmm. He was telling me that a lot of these venues have a stigma for what it looks to be what a hip hop show looks like, and they're not going to book these artists that represent this demographic.
Right.
Not only do you have a lot of stuff in like racial and redlining and different things that we've fought, but what's some nuances that we have to overcome besides all that we're already trying to like
right.
over?
Well, it's so funny that you asked that because I don't know if you know I used to work at the Fillmore for about 2 years, and so it was one of the most lit experiences. I feel like at that time I really fell in love more with music, but I also was very privy to the fact that Charlotte is one of the most racist cities in America, and I just could not believe it because I was the only the only black person on this whole executive staff. The only black person. Now this is Charlotte, okay? I see black, brown, white, all these different people. So I'm like, how is it this is a music venue, but there's only, I'm the only one. And so when it was time to book a show, I used to get real mad because what is the word I'm looking for? The way that they used to treat it was as if a planned riot was about to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like that type of energy. Like think about it.
Same
like
energy is like the epicenter. It's like,
yeah, don't come in. But see, this is the thing. This is the thing that's crazy. They love the money though. You know what I'm saying? They'll do a rental and rent the space to you, but you better get out when it's time to get out. When it's 1 o'clock, if your show's over at 1, you know what I'm saying? If sound check is at 6, you better be here at 6. You know what I'm saying? 4, and that's all good, but it's clear that they don't want us. They don't want us in there. They don't want to book. If they really wanted to book rap shows, there'd be more rap shows because there's no shortage of rappers.
Have they tried to move to the thing called the underground?
I mean, the underground. I'm gonna be honest. Like the underground, I feel like they do a good job of booking those shows there. There's still some people at Live Nation that I really feel like are doing a good job, and they are diverse, but they're a small voice, on top of all the different people that are coming. They get extra security for the rap shows, extra, but there's no extra security on like a cover band night. Why? Why not? Yeah. Crazy people are crazy people. Yeah. So you feel like people are more likely to get shot at a rap concert than at a Eagles cover band concert? Well, why would you think that when you look at the news in Las Vegas, dude was at, what was that, like a country music festival? And he's, so yeah, it kind of grinds my gears a little.
So we have to really come to like a more of an empathetic approach with it, but also a lot of music isn't like preaching this like conscious narrative either.
Right, and I get that, but this is a thing like, if you're gonna judge everybody because there's some alternative songs that I've heard that I'm like, yo, what? Metal, like this is not the only genre where people say inappropriate shit. You know what I'm saying? But we really have to, in order for these venues to open the doors, they're gonna have to be forced to. So build bigger buildings, build things around them so that, because at the end of the day, if there wasn't us, if these shows weren't booked, they'd be losing money. So we gotta take the money away.
And they love what they have in the baby, and they love what they have in other people.
Oh yeah, he's dope. I mean, I feel like if I had a roster of the best rappers in Charlotte right now, I would say the baby, number 1. I would say Rockstar, number 1. I would say, that's about all I know. Yeah. And when I say no, I mean like I can see them like. Getting it. No shade to anybody else, but see, De Niro's, I'm not really familiar. I have met him before, and he was a lot of fun. And I was like, who is that dude? He looks familiar.
He definitely is a teacher.
Yes.
He definitely is a teacher.
Yeah. So sorry not to name him, but yes, I'd put him on there. Who else?
I like some underground.
Oh, Sianka. I would put her on there. I would put who else? That's really all I really know. I can honestly say like I have really tried to reach out to different press in Charlotte, especially about music, and it's kind of like unless you're kind of like in the clique, it's not going to happen. So what I've noticed is that people outside of Charlotte really rock with the ComeUp, and let's just, if we could just talk about Charlotte rappers a little bit, because when I started managing, it was like these showcases, everybody was talking about. There was a showcase damn near every single day in Charlotte.
Because I don't know what you know, and as far as the music under layers, I know what I know on the surface.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure a lot of people, when you tell them this stuff, they're going to be like relatable, because this is another conversation that just doesn't get highlighted.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, so first of all, from an artist perspective, as soon as an artist realizes that he wants to be an artist, there's a level of angst. You know, they start feeling like, oh shit, I got to make a move right now. I got to do something. So usually that's when these DJs swoop in, or these promoters swoop in, or these just people that you've never heard of, could never find them in a Google search, and they're having a showcase where this A&R is coming and you got to be there, and it's $50 for you to come and perform for 3 minutes.
Tell me the A&R comes.
Now listen, let me tell you something. Sometimes the A&R does come. I've been to an event where they didn't come at all. But be that as it may, who's coming is an issue, because all the people that are coming to the show are artists. And there are DJs out here that are straight up having events and putting 35, 40 artists on one showcase. First of all, you should be embarrassed for your business, because it shows that you have no quality standards. Now all of those 35, 45 artists could be fire, but why segment their time into 3 minutes at a strip club on a night where ain't nobody going to be in there, and then give them a 10-minute set. Give them a 10-minute.
And that's like 4 or 5 hours.
But you know what? You have, right. I mean, and it's like these people have all these connections, but where are the connections at really when at the end of the day? Like, where are they at? How come they're not pulling up? Because the baby's been on, you know what I'm saying? He's on now, so where the A&R's at? Where are these people at? And a lot of it's pay to play, but it's a finesse. It is a finesse. As an artist, the best advice I could give them straight at the gate, do minimal showcases. Fuck that, oh, I gotta go and I gotta, you ain't gotta do shit but invest in your brand, yourself. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it makes me mad, because you don't understand, people are giving their last to do these showcases because they feel like it's really gonna put them somewhere, you know? Yeah. And I just feel like that's horrible.
And where's the crowd coming from?
The crowd,
all their friends?
The crowd is their friends, but it's more artists, because like I said, you got 35 artists that are at an event that's 2 hours long, 3 hours long, whatever the case may be, okay? All those people there are artists. You got 45 artists out the gate that are going to be there because they're going to be performing. Outside of that, you may have their friends, but it's not like industry people are there. You know what I'm saying? Because if industry people were there, there would be more of a qualification process, you know?
So in a more practical sense, what can these artists how can they not get taken advantage of? From your point of view as someone who knows the game, do they use the power of social media? Do they build a network? Do they go get mentored? What's
the thing? Well, I would say first of all, you gotta realize if you really want to do this, you have to make that decision. Second of all, you got to get a team. And I don't mean a team you have to hire all these people. I mean, you need at least 1 or 2 people that are going to be your accountability. They're going to really help you, where you need to go. And you need to not be self-managed. I mean, I feel like self-management is really a pitfall for a lot of artists, because it's hard to do everything at once, you have to do all the business stuff, but then all the artist stuff, and you have to, right, so if you have someone that's well versed in that, and they don't have to be in the music industry. See, that's the thing a lot of people don't understand. You don't have to have a manager. I mean, yes, they should know something about music, but if they're tied into all the PR representatives all across the US, I mean, shit. You know what I'm saying? That's a really good plug. So, what other advice would I give?
I got off the phone with this artist in New York that needs some help, and he was saying, I was like, how are you funding most of this stuff? He's like, I drive for Uber. I always drive. I'm just always driving.
Yeah, I know artists that do that.
And working on two of the things that I need to get done. And that's I thought that was really creative.
Right.
You have any creative solutions for these people to leverage maybe marketing?
I would say attaching yourself to people that have your best interests. The ComeUp playlist, the whole reason I created that playlist was so that artists could be heard, you know what I'm saying? And they could really put themselves in a platform in front of these people, and they can actually check for themselves the metrics, because the Spotify for Artists profile they got access to that. You know, I can't make these numbers up. You can see in real time what's going on, and I think that's what is hurting a lot of artists. They're investing into things that there's no deliverables. They don't know. I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? They're giving $150 to go to this show and perform, but they don't have a videographer set up. You know what I'm saying? They don't really have any like type of Instagram set up past Instagram Live. You know what I mean? And you've already spent $150, so it's like you do that 5 times a month. You do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it adds up. So the best creative solution I can give is to get knowledge. Educate yourself. Nobody can take that from you. If you know better, you will do better. And that's it. I mean, you know, I just want people to know, like, sometimes I feel like I'm not trying to rant, you know what I mean? But,
no, it's wisdom you're seeking.
You know, in Charlotte alone, there are probably, I know there are more than three Phineas. I know that there are more than 100 black people. And I know that there is enough buying power in the hip hop community to fund $50 billion worth of business. And this is research that I did because I wanted to see, like, everything, not just the stuff on the outside, but the numbers. You know what I'm saying?
So what was those numbers?
So the buying power.
Up on the screen.
Yes.
Right now.
Okay, so the buying power of people that love hip hop, whether they be artists, whether they be, you know, fans, whatever. The spending power is $50 billion. Okay, so people that gravitate towards hip hop, as a whole, they're going to spend $50 billion a year on 4 or 5 different categories of stuff.
Festivals.
No. This is like actual, like, things they're consuming, like juice, deodorant, like stuff people don't think. Products.
Advertising.
Right. Like, you know what I'm saying? So in order to have those numbers, you gotta like have a goal. You know what I'm saying? I need to know the numbers because I'm trying to get funded. You know what I'm saying? Or I need to know the numbers because I want my album to get me that gold plaque. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know the numbers. So so for me, I feel like a lot of these dudes that are trying to do everything themselves, they're just screwing themselves over. The instant gratification. You know, I was managing this kid, and like, he was just, I had to drop him, and I felt so bad for him because I knew it was like literally the only thing he had, but I had to do it because I can't teach nobody the value of themselves. I can help increase your value, but I can't teach you how to value your own self. You got to do that, you know? So it's tough when you see people like that because you know that they're not going to go anywhere, you know, and there's nothing you can do to help them because they won't help themselves. So solutions is knowledge.
So solutions is knowledge. You see that there's a disparity as far as they're taking our money.
Yes.
And it's really not really going back into our infrastructures
and
to educate us to make wise business and entrepreneurial decisions to grow.
Right. And let me tell you something else too, because I have to get this off my chest. I was reading an article, and it was on one of the Charlotte blogs, and it was talking about hip hop and like why Charlotte doesn't have a hip hop scene. And the person in the article is somebody that is not even in the hip hop community. They're just a very well-known person. And they go on and on about, oh, it's because of this, it's because of that, it's because of this. Now, the same person throws these hip-hop events that are like $15, $20, and they're just spinning music, and it's doing nothing to help anybody get anywhere. You know, you can only have so many Drake parties, you know, and so many like sipping paints before it's like, all right, bro, like, what's the point here? What are y'all really doing? Y'all know these people? Why aren't you bringing them into the city? You know what I mean? So I'm not the clout chasing type. I will tell people very quickly, I feel like you're finessing and taking advantage of people, and that's unfortunate. And that's why people come and work with me, because I keep it a buck, you know? I ain't got time to try to take things from people.
You know, your word is your bond. You do what you say.
You got to.
You got to do what you say. And if I really don't really like messing with people who don't do what they say.
No.
You know, have grace for them, grace and peace.
Oh, that's so I didn't even see that.
But there's just a way of like righteousness, and this is why I really want this channel to speak good narratives and speak life into our community.
For sure, because there's so much that we can do. I mean, you know, I can say that we need to start really getting people together. And when I say getting people together, I mean actually like rallying for like a hip hop summit. That would be wonderful. Let everybody in Charlotte that has anything to do with hip hop come to this place at this time. I actually might do that. Yeah. Just put that together. You know, so we can, you know, make some definitive like who's serious and who's not serious. Not in the way of the artists. I mean these people in the industry, because, you know, I just want to know if you really had to put in your due diligence, if you really had to put in that time, and if you really had to, like, you know what I'm saying, work under someone and build yourself up and all, then why aren't more people on in the city? If that was really the case, because I see artists that are at showcases every week. So how come they haven't gone anywhere if they won the showcase and then this showcase and then this other showcase? Why are they still in Charlotte? Why are they still putting out mixtapes that only have 100 views? Why are they putting out CDs?
Yeah.
CDs.
Wow.
There are people out here that are selling. There are people out here right now that are telling artists to put their music on a CD.
What, CD Baby? Is it?
No, not like an online stream. I mean like an actual CD.
Wow.
I don't even have one to show you because it's not 2015.
Maybe because they think we're, I don't know, dumb, or we're not like really standing. And, you know, there's a quote that says, competition is natural to the fool. Cooperation is natural to the wise. So,
right.
Is it just not enough cooperation, or is it there's people just trying to pull the carpet underneath your feet?
Oh yeah, I mean it's a big finesse. There are some people that are amazing, but those people will not tell you who they're working with because they they value their business connections. You know, people that are really working with Beyonce, they're not going to be like, yeah, bruh, I'm working with Beyonce unless Beyonce said it's okay. You know, they're not going to kind of throw that stuff out there. So as far as what we were talking about before, with the value of the situation, you know, like CDs. How valuable is a CD to you right now? If somebody passed you a CD right now, what would you do with it?
I mean, in like 40, 50 years when it's a relic, I'll be like, man, I should have kept on my CD.
When you're like cleaning out under your car and you're like, oh, it's a CD.
By that time, I'm already missed that.
Okay, but think about somebody telling you, let's say you're an artist, right? Let's just do some role play for a second. Okay, you're an artist. You've been rapping for like 6 years, okay? And you live in Charlotte, and you're trying to get to the next level, okay? So you have somebody approaches you, and they're a DJ. You know, they've worked with this person, this person, blah blah blah. And they're like, listen, you need to distribute your mixtape through me, and you need to put it on these 2 sites that aren't relevant anymore, and you need to actually make some CDs and like actually like pass them out to people, and you need to like make some banners and like hang them somewhere.
Yeah.
Now, this person is saying that they've worked with, you know, let's say like Kendrick, or like, I don't know, let me not even throw Kendrick. Let's say that they worked with Fetty Wap. Okay, let's just pull him out of the air. Let's say this DJ worked with Fetty Wap. They're like, oh, this is, you know, I can put you on, but this is what you got to do first. What are you going to do?
Probably do it. Because they packaged it. But it's like no tangibles. And
there's no, and the sad thing is, people do it. Now me, I have a playlist that has over 80,000 listeners, and I have artists, not smart artists, stupid artists sometimes, that are like, well, what are you gonna do for me? Who am I gonna be in front of? Like, what type of exposure? And I'm like, bro, you bought some CDs. Like, you can log in to my playlist and you can see how many spins you've got. Your CD is probably like sitting, you know what I'm saying, at Charlotte Waste right now. Like, what are you talking about? Okay, so what do I do for self-care and mental health? So you gotta unplug, man. Getting off of Instagram for days at a time, sometimes weeks at a time, helps me a lot. I think that, like somebody said once, that comparison is the death of contentment, and it really is. So I try to put myself. Say it again. Comparison is the death of contentment. So being content, being happy. As soon as you put yourself.
On the YungContent show.
Oh yeah! Put it like right here in
Everybody
words.
calls it YungContent, but it started as YungContent. But
Right.
The death of contentment.
Right. So it is. So staying off of Instagram, being around people that really like have good energy, people that love you. Being around people that love you will keep you on this earth longer than being around people that are toxic.
For sure.
It's the truth. Mental health, you know, those are some ways, and really just
community too.
Yeah, like for me, you know, I've done some work with the domestic violence women's shelter here in Charlotte. And so I did like a clothing drive with them last year, and I was talking to somebody and they were like, funding like is being cut. And I was like, what do you mean? They were like, yeah. I said, so how many, you know, when are you guys building another facility? And they were like, we're not building another facility. And I was like, why? I was like, I just spoke to someone and they told me that you guys get like more than 300 calls a day. And it's only like 150 bed facility. And she was like, she can give me any answers. And I think that
it's definitely systematic.
It's so systematic because you look at all these condos, like, you know, it doesn't take a lot to run a village. You know what I'm saying? Financially, like if you really look at how much it costs to actually house people and utilities and stuff like that, it's not as much as a person may think. You know what I'm saying? So we should have people. We do have people that have that bread. You know what I'm saying? That can put into these things, but they won't until they feel like A, they can get some clout off of it, or B, it happens close to home and they're just kind of pulled into it. You know, so I want to do some stuff with gun violence, to end gun violence. I mean, I've been like just kind of thinking about it. It's been on my heart. So I'm definitely going to be trying to rally some people together for that, so we can really make a statement, because I think Charlotte has over 20 homicides this year, and it's just really unfortunate. People are losing their lives, you know, people, innocent people that are just not only in Charlotte, but in the world, you know, so we need to do a lot for that. I'm really excited. Like 5 years from now, I mean, I feel like all of my people are going to be like, you know, finally harvesting the season that they want to be in, and like really getting the benefits of their hard work, because I see the grind, you know. So I know that things are going to be great, and I feel like my dad will probably finally be like, all right, so art is a real job, because I told him they don't understand, like people like, you know, like trying to tell my dad like, yeah, I make playlists for a living. He's like, okay, what kind of list? I'm like, oh, like a playlist. He's like, oh yeah, like a marketing list. I'm like, no, Dad, like a list with music. He's like a DJ? I'm like,
you can say that. Pass me the aux. Pass me that aux real quick.
Right, that's to me.
Thank you for doing that.
Oh, no problem.
And I think you just literally touched on a lot of juicy content and gave great content.
Thank you.
Do you have anything? Just tell your people something. I mean, say something to the camera, like what you want.
Well,
what's that last nugget? You know,
the last nugget that I can leave people with is
that they gotta hear.
You don't have to think that I'm gonna do it. You can just see me when I do it. How about that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because people are like, oh, are you? I'm like, okay, you'll see. You know. Yeah. Just like a sequel to a movie. You know it's coming, but you don't know when. All right, so make sure you like, subscribe, turn your notifications on. You gotta check out the YungContent show every single week. Fire content, don't miss it.
Charlotte so bad, got me asking how you see. Man, in my dreams, I'm like, hi, it's nice to meet you. She said I can't fall asleep at night.